3, 2, 1, go.
Greenie! Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kroop Scoop.
Woo!
And I'm your host, Hane Kaiser. And we have Kroop and Viddy's Vids.
I'm Viddy's Vids, and this is Kroop.
Oh, and Steven's here as well, but he's
Yeah.
being a little shy today, so he's
Yeah.
not going to be talking too much, but he's here.
He's also invisible for those who are
Right,
watching
Steven?
the YouTube episode.
Yeah, it's just a thing Steven can do sometimes. He can glitch the system.
Guys, bang break.
Do a live test right now. What does it taste like?
Drinking
I've-
bang
I've-
right
I've-
now. It's like 9 o'clock.
That's actually really true.
Hey,
Review.
It's lemon dry. And you're drinking Monster. And you're a hypocrite.
it's empty.
Yeah, you already drank it. But
Okay, so our weekly balls news. We got the Marvel's at it again with the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. We all saw the trailer. So
Yeah.
what did we all think?
I
think-
I saw a... We gotta get that obligatory burp in there, just like the obligatory Danarade reference. But
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
there it is. But I did not see the first Doctor Strange. It looks kind of cool, but I did not see the first Doctor Strange. And I thought I saw a character from Shang-Chi.
They might have shown up somewhere. There's
I
a
think-
lot of shit in this trailer.
Yeah,
It looks really weird. Like, it looks kind of like experimental. I don't know how to describe it. It's like...
It
It's
looks
like they're really
refreshing.
going... Yeah, it's like they're really going full throttle with the comic book aspect. Like, just bringing all these different ideas and concepts and characters into this one movie. Which, it could be really good. It could also be total shit if they don't do it right.
true.
But...
Yeah,
Oh.
it looks good. I'll probably watch it.
I probably
Yeah.
won't,
it's a-
despite whether it's good or not, because I have not seen the first one.
But...
I feel like you don't need to see the first one. I don't know why.
You haven't
Yeah, the
even
first
seen
one-
it.
What?
You haven't even seen it. This is the new one.
No, I just feel like it's not like a continuation of
The-
the first one.
I guess
Yeah,
that's
I
true.
feel like it's more of a continuation of Spider-Man. Like the events of Spider-Man No Way Home.
I haven't seen that one either.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, I should watch that one. That one I'm actually interested in because I'm not a big superhero guy, but I like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's always been one of my favorites ever since I had the Spider-Man Leapster game for the Leapster Leapfrog, and it had a really scary noise if you lost. The Green Goblin would like laugh or something, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But
Green
Spider-Man
Goblin's
since
fucked
then
up.
has always been like the only superhero that I like.
Yeah, I love Spider-Man. But I gotta say, Spider-Man, like when I first heard about Spider-Man No Way Home, it was like, how are they gonna do this movie? Like, they have all these characters from all these different movies and coming into one movie. How are they gonna pull it off? This is like that, but times 10. Like, they're gonna put so much shit in this movie. How the hell are they gonna pull this off? Like, this could easily flop if they don't do it right. Like,
Yeah,
they've got
I want shit to happen.
that. So if there were some scenes that were like shown in the trailer that were like image leaks, like a couple months ago, like back in December, there was like an image leak that turned out to be true because they showed it in the trailer. If that's true, then maybe the leaked script was true, and if the leaked script was true, this movie's gonna be insane. There's so much shit in this movie if all that shit's true.
True.
I mean, it's turned out to be that way. Do you guys care about the leaked script or no?
I'm not going to see it, and I did not read it. Also,
I don't think I want to hear it actually.
not to
Okay.
not to derail. I also really liked Blue Beetle from the Batman Brave and the Bold series on Cartoon Network, and Green Arrow, and those are the only superheroes I've ever cared about.
Yeah, the Blue Beetle's so cool.
Mhm.
Who's the Blue Beetle? I don't know.
Blue Beetle was just like this kid. He's basically, if I remember correctly, he's basically just like a cooler Iron
like
Man.
Iron Man.
He's basically just like a cool
Hello?
blue Iron Man, who was like bug themed.
Yoshi DC'd.
Oh no! Wait, hello?
Yeah, you were lagging a little.
Yeah, I it's okay. On my screen, you all froze. So who's the real lag guy?
True.
True.
Multiverse of madness.
True. Who's the crazy? Okay. I shouldn't have drank this bang. I shouldn't have drank it. This is a bad idea. Bad idea. It's
Drink
It's
the entire
9:53.
thing. Chug it.
Mm.
Chug it.
Oh, also my review on the bang. I like the lemon drop. That's the only bang flavor I've liked. Like the taste of. The other ones are
Bang
asshole.
sucks.
You don't like the radical skedaddle?
I've never had the radical skedaddle. I've only had
It's literally just
the
Skittles.
I've only
They
had
just
the
taste like
ones
Skittles.
that were at Haynes' house whenever I went over for this summer.
Those are Red Bulls.
No, I only had one Red Bull. And wait, were they all Red Bulls? I thought I had a bang.
I didn't give you a bang.
Well,
I don't think Bangs was a meme yet when we were out there.
or I mean for January for the New Year.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I just had Red Bull in my fridge. I don't.
Oh, well.
If you stole a bang from my fridge, I didn't know about it.
Oh, well. I don't know. I may just be stupid.
Well, I hope when we get drafted for the war, they'll supply us with some bangs.
Yeah.
true.
Kroop Scoop Balls news. A war might happen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know about
Yeah,
that?
Ukraine and Russia. Russia's invading Ukraine right now. Or they're like slowly trying to.
I don't
I've
know.
heard there was like some
the thing
cyber
about it.
attacks and like
Yeah, I'm gonna get drafted
shelling
in the
buildings and
metaverse.
stuff.
A metaverse war.
Hey, we'll talk about the metaverse later. Just you wait.
I think that'd be really funny though. Just like if in the future, like all like physical wars, like we basically transform into like a somewhat digital space, a somewhat or majority digital space. So physical wars don't really matter. We just have
like
like
Ready Player One.
recreation of like metaverse wars and like Gmod or something.
Ready Player One had a
Large-scale
digital war.
Gmod wars of like Ukraine, like everyone's got like the voice chat on.
Fortnite war.
I don't know why that's so funny to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have drank this bang. It's way too late. I shouldn't have drank this bang.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know the details that much, but I just know like Russia is very. They just want to invade Ukraine really bad,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it's like a lot more complicated than that. But people think like World War III is gonna happen,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's gonna get messy.
What I know is that the U.S. America they basically said that we won't be doing anything unless they attack, like they do a direct attack. Then we would respond.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
and then like,
I don't want to get drafted.
yeah, I don't want to get drafted. What am I gonna do? Like,
Yeah, what the
I'll be
fuck?
like, stop! I'm with the science
I
team.
feel like, I mean, if Ukraine does get attacked by Russia, they would obviously need like I think America would obviously step in because the difference in the army difference is so small between Russia and Ukraine.
The difference
Well, what am
is
I saying?
large.
Small, large. I mean, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
large. Yeah.
It's,
They'd
Yeah,
have to. They'd
I
have
don't
to
know.
have backup.
I think we're already sending troops over.
Oh, really?
it's kind of spooky, you know? Like,
It's kind of.
I didn't think I was thinking that like wars were just gonna like go on a standstill for a bit.
Yeah, I
like,
thought
sort of
like
in
isn't that like
Civ.
kind of like an outdated idea, like wars?
Yeah, like
I mean, what was it like the 80s? Like not too long ago, the 80s. We were still like kind of iffy with Russia,
yeah.
like the Cold War and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like outdated, but I think
thought
like
the whole
physical
point of like
wars
the
are, like,
and if only we should have had Coral on this podcast, he would have known. But I thought the whole point of the Cold War was that there was like not like actual fighting going on. Like it was just like subterfuge and all that shit.
yeah, there wasn't actual fighting, but there could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like a standoff. Like
Don't we just have like drones and shit? Like, why do we need people? You know,
Yeah. Well, because I don't know. Fun.
sound
funny.
fair.
Funny. Yeah, honestly, I think the whole because like honestly, if we wanted to get rid of the other country, it would just be a nuclear thing, and then everyone would die ever in the entire world, except for
Yeah.
like 20 people who were like, "I knew it," and they had a bunker, and then they'd be really depressed because they'd be the only people left in the world, and then they'd die.
yeah.
they'd get like smallpox and like die, which would really suck, But better start building that bunker.
I could have sworn there was like another World War III scare in the beginning of quarantine, or like before quarantine, back in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
like
remember that.
Something. I don't know who it was. Something was like bombing. Was it us? That bombed like the Middle East.
I don't remember.
The
Yeah,
US?
it had something to do with the Middle East. I don't remember what it was.
Oops.
I don't know. I'm not qualified to talk about politics. I just know about like Pokemon Go, and I know where Russia's at on the Pokemon Go map.
We're gamers.
Yeah. Like if they draft the gamers because they have auto aim. They have good aim.
Yeah, draft me to the drone.
Yeah, Hayne was really good at Osu.
Draft us to the
You can click
draft
circles.
us to the Civilization room. We'll just be playing Civilization.
Yeah, we just play Civ. I'll be a strategist. And I'll be like, I wonder if they actually would like take gamers and like strategy gamers, like people who were like extremely good at Civ. Well, that wouldn't make any sense because they're like completely different, like differences between
they've got the
playing a video
brain.
game of Civ. Like I'm sure like there are similarities, but like one is like real people and one is like computers that have that like you can heal and all that stuff, and it's just crazy.
Well, if you're just good at strategy in general, then you might be a good strategist.
Well, the thing is about a lot of strategy games is that people who are good at strategy games are good at manipulating the systems instead of just being like they just know so much about the game itself, like the mechanics of the game, that they and then the people who are like top tier can work onto it on top of that. Like I love Fire Emblem. Seeing high level Fire Emblem play is literally insane to me. Like people who play the Lunatic mode, which is like or Lunatic Plus, which is like the secret harder mode, which is already like harder than the insanely like difficult like Lunatic mode, which I can barely like beat like 3 levels of. It's crazy.
Yeah, this one time I looked up a Let's Play of Age of Empires, and this guy was nuts. He was just like doing like 10 things at once, just like moving the camera all over the place and just doing like just multitasking.
Yeah, like StarCraft.
Like, I wouldn't be able to do that. I suck. Yeah, StarCraft. Yeah, I was bad at StarCraft.
Yeah, same.
But it was fun.
When did this
People
news
play
get
StarCraft
announced?
are
Because
crazy, too.
I mean,
It's
I have
been
been
around for like a week or two, like for a while.
I have like basically I'm basically just like not on social media besides YouTube anymore and TikTok, and I haven't very recently TikTok.
I saw it on TikTok.
Yeah, you saw it on TikTok?
Yeah.
I feel like I don't
did
get
too.
recommended like stuff like that because I just have stuff like, hey, what's up, some guys? Today I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
get
just get, like,
Devin
weird
to
stuff.
dare him to drink that. You gotta tell him what it is.
It's like,
okay.
hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I just flew in from Baltimore. My arms are really tired. They don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah. But like, I think our generation's like weirdly disconnected from reality because like
Yeah.
the comments. I mean, TikTok is the internet, but like the
Yeah.
comments were so like it would be like a serious video about like war or like Ukraine getting like
Yeah.
fucked, and like the comments are just like so funny. It's just
Yeah.
like people going,
Like, it's all memes.
"Don't worry, I'll talk to Russia. Don't worry." It's just-
To him. I'm an empath. Don't worry.
yeah, it's just like
I think we're
Putin
just
hasn't been
doomed.
himself lately. I don't know.
Yeah. Well.
Just like stupid
People
shit like
just do.
that. I know they're just joking, but like at the same time, I feel like a generation just does not know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, because
in
like
the
in
real
World War
world.
II, like people were like passionate. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna join. I'm gonna fight for the right cause. Look at us making memes.
Yeah. It's also weird. It's also like a weird like thing because a lot of news nowadays gets like blown completely out of proportion that doesn't need to be.
That's
and
true.
then the ones that do, it's sort of like the ones that do need to be like blown out of proportion, they kind of just get like meshed in with the same like level of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's definitely
Yeah.
harder to tell what's actually important, which is really scary because this could be something that just is like, the big media thing where it's like, oh my god, it's like, we're gonna go to war, click our links, so we got ads all over the page, click our links.
It could be like life-changing.
Yeah, or it could be like real, and it could be like, I got drafted and I got murdered and I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like whenever I'm dead, they'll show this podcast episode at my funeral and be like, well,
a funeral for the Zolcadians.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll deploy the Zolcadians.
Yeah, we all write in our will. We all write in our will that like we want our funerals together, and all of our families would have no clue what is going on because it's just like 3 different families from all across the U.S. meeting, and like they would clearly like all be like in separate like they like not mingle at all. They would just like be in their own separate categories. Yeah. Except maybe
sounds like a fun funeral.
That sounds like a sitcom episode. Speaking of a sitcom episode, am I allowed to? Are we fine with transitioning, or are we still want to talk about?
I don't care about war. Yeah,
because I had a funny sitcom episode thing happen to me the other day.
Yes, let's hear about it.
So yesterday, I'm usually I work at a store, and I showed up a tad late. I'm usually a very poignant person, but I woke up at 3 a.m. and was like, I cannot sleep. So then I was up for like 3 hours and then went to bed. So I was like 3 hours short on sleep. I was like, I'll take an extra 10 minutes, and I ended up being late for work like 10 minutes, and it was like whatever. I show up to work a little bit late. My boss didn't care. I'm just like, hey boss, I should think of a fake name for her, just because she comes up in the story a lot. We'll call her Abigail. And I'll go, hey Abby, what's up? And I clock in, like put my jacket away, like all that. It was still before we opened because that was the morning shift, so it was like all good. And she's like, hey Yoshi Viddy, she actually does watch my videos. I don't think she watches Kroop Spook, but
what?
Well, god damn it!
Yeah, I don't know. She watches. That's what
she's doing wrong in life.
Yeah, but she's a really big Kpop fan. She's a really big BTS person, and I get to work, and she's like, hey Yoshi Viddy, do you want to go to a Kpop concert with me tonight? And I go, and I'm like shocked, because this is someone who's like my boss, and also is like 15, at least 15 years older than me. And actually, no. I forgot how old I was for a second. She's at least 10 years older than me.
What the hell?
Yeah. and I was like, sure, because I've been in sort of like in a rut where I'm like, I want to try new things. I want to go do things. I want to go do things I've never done before. And I've never been to a concert before. And this one was nearby. It was like an hour away. And I don't listen to K-pop. But I'm not opposed to. I'm a big listener of like most musics. And so I was like, sure. So after work, we meet up back at work. I like go home and I like take a quick nap because I was really exhausted. And I like take out my little puppy who's sleeping over there in the dark and you can't see him. And for those audio listeners, you really can't see him. But we get there and it's like it's just I had to sit in a car with my boss for like an hour and a half, and it was really awkward because we've never like hung out outside of work before. And the reason why she asked me was because the 2 other people at work who she does talk to more often were sick or couldn't make it, and she just really wanted to go and see the concert, and she didn't want to go alone. But it was like fun. Like after like a bit, like the silence sort of like dreaded, and I like asked like, oh, like why are you in retail and like this like stuff like that. And it was a really pleasant conversation, but still like awkward.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I have a harder time talking with people who are older than me by a significant amount. Just in general. But we're driving, or she's driving, and I'm just sitting there. We make it there, and it felt like a fever dream, because or not like a fever dream, like a sitcom episode, because I had to stand out in like the cold, and like all these. We went to go and see Eric Nam, which I've never heard of, but there was like a line all the way out the door of just all like teenage to like young adult girls, like who all like they didn't look the same, but they were all like acting the same, and like there were two girls behind us in line who were like talking like Valley girls. And hold on, I wrote down some things that they said. Hold on, let me grab them, because I was just giggling the entire like just like smiling underneath my mask because of how like cartoonishly Valley girl this girl was behind me. Her name was Amy, and I know that because she gave a like she gave her opinion on something, and then she said, welcome to Amy's TED Talk.
Oh.
And I'm like
Sounds like she'd be good on a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should get Amy on the podcast. I think it'd be really funny if like one day like Kroop Scoop gets big and Amy knows exactly who this is, and she'd be like, first of all, why are they making fun of me? Second of all, oh my gosh, I was standing in line behind Viddy's vids. And then she doxes me. But
yeah.
Even though I was not in my home, sorry for the audio listeners, I'm flipping through my journal. Here it is. The things I heard her say was, this has been your TED Talk with Amy, and one of the thing that made me like draw in, the thing that made my ears like peak at Amy's voice was she was like, she thinks that just because we're in the same cooking class means that we're friends. I'm like, what are you?
What a
like, why are you so mean? But this was my first concert, and so I was like standing out in the cold in a city that I've like never been to at night with a bunch of like the same people who I do not like. I'm not like a part of. Like it was like just me, and I was like taller than everyone too, because like all of them were just like short girls. And it's just like they're all the same, and there's just me, just like at least like my nose high above most people there, standing with my boss, and just like Valley girls talking behind me. It was just it was like this is not real. But we go in, and the crowd was just so tired or something. I've never been to a concert before, but it was like a remade church, a church that was like, they had the pews taken out and like remade to be like a theater, or not like an actual theater, but like a concert hall type deal.
Yeah. And
the opening act was someone by the name of Audrey Mika, and she was really cute. And then I looked her up on the internet, and the number 3 search result was Audrey Mika canceled. So I don't know what that was about. I didn't look much into her. But she was really cute whenever she was there. But I felt so bad for her because I did a lot of performance whenever I was in high school, like just theater stuff, and she was trying so hard to like hype up the crowd, and no one was doing anything. Like no one was like she's like, come on.
Are like.
Yeah, I feel so bad. She's like, come on guys, we gotta. It's like jump with me. Or it's like do the arm wave thing, and no one was doing anything the entire show, and I felt so bad for her. Eric had a little bit more luck because that's who they went to go and see.
Yeah.
And a lot of the girls there just thought he was hot, which I
Probably was.
Yeah, he honestly pretty good looking guy. At first I thought it was a little creepy because there was someone who had an 18th birthday sign, and I'm like, did this guy just turn 18? Because if so, because there were like adult women up in like the balconies, and I'm like, but no, her friend just turned 18.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, my boss told me that Eric's like 30 or something.
Yeah, they're like all old, but they like look.
Yeah, they
like
look.
10 years
They
younger.
look like he looks younger than me, and he's 10 years older than me.
They got makeup on.
Yeah, but I mean, he also like. I mean, he was. He was a hottie. Not gonna lie. And that's coming from a straight guy. He was a very attractive guy.
Woo!
But so it was just very awkward because I was exhausted from working all day and then going to a concert, which is not really my element, because I'm like, I would have preferred it if it was like crazy to where I'd be like, oh my god, what's going on? Like, I like panicking kind of, like, even though just because I'd be like, whoa, like just like a bunch of funny, like fun experiences and memories and like stuff. Or if it was more open, so that way I could dance, because I love to dance to music, but because of how crowded it was and how no one was doing anything, I could just like shimmy in place a little bit, and even then, like one time I accidentally bumped the person next to me, and I felt so bad. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, it was just...
You should come to a 100 Gex concert one day.
Is it like... Have you been to one?
Yeah.
Was it like crazy, or was it like...
Yeah. It was crazy.
I don't know. The thing is, I'm kind of introverted, so I don't know how much I'd like crazy, but I think it'd be a fun experience at the very least.
I didn't think I could get as energized as I was.
Yeah.
But I was jumping around.
Yeah.
I got into like the middle. I moshed a little, and it
Whoa.
was kind of scary.
Yeah.
Because I'm like a smaller guy,
Like,
and
what was the
I
mosh
was like,
were they just like
people were just like pushing. Don't
Yeah.
get in the center. People will just push you.
Yeah.
And I could not, like, I didn't know if I was gonna stand up. Like, I wasn't like standing up. I kept like just like falling onto other people, and they kept pushing me to another person. It was crazy, but it was fun. And people, it
At least they're not throwing punches. I've seen some
could see
mosh
myself
pits
getting
where
hurt.
they throw punches.
Yeah.
But I also felt really bad at the concert because I sort of had to stay with Abby because because I didn't know where, because first of all, she was my ride. So if I lost her, and I lost her in the venue, I don't remember where she parked. I would need to find her, and she looks very... She was a bit older than... Because it was like filled with a bunch of kids. Or younger kids. But it's like she's like the same height. She didn't really stand out much from everyone else. So I was like, I could lose her very easily in this crowd, even though it's not like super big. And so I sort of had to just like stay with her the whole night, and I just like follow behind her because like I just hoped that she didn't feel like she was like chaperoning like a kid, because I would have felt so bad. But she said she had fun, so I'm hoping she did. But we get back home around like 11:30ish, and I'm like, I have literally not eaten today because I thought that we were going to eat before the show, and we didn't. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to hit up the McDonald's app because that's the only place that's open. I've never used the app before because I never get McDonald's. And I opened it up. First of all, McDonald's app gave me free chicken nuggets, like free 10-piece just for getting it. So those of you who get McDonald's a lot, you may want to consider getting the app. Not a McDonald's shill or anything, but I don't even like it that much.
Try that.
But they gave me just a free 10-piece just for getting it. But you log in, you have the option to log in with a Google account instead of making a McDonald's account, which I like, because I have like a spam email that's just sort of like a joke email that I just put all my like stuff like that in that I don't want emails sent to me. And I have a joke name as my Google name. And I get up to the McDonald's drive-thru, and I'm like, yeah, I have a mobile order. And it just goes, "Are you Pinky?" Because Pinky was the name on my on my joke email, and I like was just really scared for a second. I'm like, what? And then I realized, oh yeah, I'm Pinky. And then I got my food. So
He's
that
like, yeah, I love the FNAF video, man.
Yeah,
it's a great one.
Yeah, that was my first concert experience, and I have to say, Eric himself was a great performer. Like, I loved everything about the show, besides like the crowd and the fact I was just exhausted because I've been standing all day. I kind of wish if it was like seated or it was like more crazy. So, because honestly, whenever I dance, I feel more energized. But because I just had to stand still, like, and the most I could do is like shimmy around and like wave to like do like basically like the Gary's Mod default dance.
Yeah.
Or like the Animal Crossing, like if you go into the club dance, like the default like head bop. I couldn't really move a lot. So I was like in a bit of pain from probably my poor ass posture.
When did this happen?
Last night.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I slept like a baby whenever I got home.
The day before I went to a concert too.
Which one did you go
to? It wasn't as interesting though. I saw Dodie up in Columbus. She's a YouTuber. If anyone knows her.
Should have got her on the pod.
Yeah, Caitlin or Dodie?
She's like pretty big. The concert hall was pretty big. Yeah, it's like a white girl thing. It's also kind of like part of the LGBTQ community. So it's like a mix between white girls and that community.
Awesome.
Anyways, speaking of music.
Oh. Do you have a
got
jingle?
a new segment on the show.
Do you have a jingle for this?
I can make one.
Yeah.
It's called
like that.
It's called Kroop
Let's make it
Tunes.
the Willem Dafoe drip song. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, okay. You'll see later.
Okay.
What is it called? I'm gonna
It's
cut
called
you off.
Kroop Tunes. This is the
Tunes.
segment of the show where we give music suggestions based on what we've been listening for the week. And
Awesome.
it could be either like an album, an EP, a song, or even like an artist. And it doesn't have to be like a new thing. It could be like something old. And yeah, it was gonna be a segment for me and my other co-host Jeffrey, but he's not here.
Oh yeah,
'cause
that's
he
right.
is busy.
We forgot to mention Jeffrey's not
My
here.
suggestion should be last, because it's definitely going to be a red herring. Or not a red herring, a fish out of... Not that... It's going to be different. It's going to be a different one.
Okay.
By the way, Kroop Scoop fans, if you're wondering where Jeffrey is, I messaged him earlier today, and he said he's taking Steven's advice to the T. So that's what he's doing right now.
Awesome.
Yeah. But anyways, my suggestion for the week is this album I've been listening to. It's called Mercurial World by Magdalena. I don't know if I'm saying the name right. Magdalena Bay. It's a 2021 album. It came out in 2021. I don't know what month. But it's like a synth pop, alt pop. They're like a duo, I think. There's two of them. I think there's the girl that she just does the vocals, and I think there's a guy that produces. But the album's like mostly like pop. There's like elements of R&B and dance.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I really like this album. I've been listening to it all week. There's like, it's very catchy if you like catchy music. The production's really clean, has a lot of interesting textures, and all the songs are like weirdly familiar, but like they're not like copies of other songs. So like the opener kind of sounds like Kirikou Benito, if you guys know Kirikou Benito, and then like
I know them.
Oh shit, that was one of my
there's
songs.
like songs by like that sound like Grimes, and like one of the songs sounds like Doja Cat, and there's like the more like the slower songs sound like Red Velvet if you listen to like K-pop. And yeah, my favorite songs from the album, I couldn't pick one. Something for Two and Follow the Leader are my two favorite songs from the album. So yeah, I recommend it if you like not pop, but like kind of like alt pop or like synth pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you rate the whole album out of like 10 or 5, whatever you want?
I don't know. Thing is, albums. If I were to rate, I never rate albums, right?
Really?
Yeah, because they depend, like when my enjoyment, obviously, but like they depend on like emotional attachment and like personal preference. But so like it's kind of new, and I haven't really like listened to it too much. But off of what I've listened to it, I'd give it like a 7 or like a 6.
Okay.
But it's good. It's good.
Well, I'll go next. You already mentioned Caro Benito, so
Yeah.
the song I'm recommending is the Sneaker Dance.
Sneaker Dance?
Yeah, it's a new song. I really like it. It's
The
like
new solo single.
Yeah.
Solo.
I really like it. It's like kind of has that like childhood sound to it, like a children's show.
Yeah.
Like something you hear in like a children's show, like, oh, it's the Sneaker Dance, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I like how it sounds, and I like Caro Benito. I like a lot of her songs actually.
Yeah. It's KKB's I think 3 people.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Sarah's just the vocalist.
Yeah, she's
I'll have to listen to it.
they're the ones who made Flamingo. If you guys have heard of that, that's one of their most popular ones.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Flamingo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like KKB. They made the Bug Snack song.
I love the Bug Snack song.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did make the Bug Snacks song.
Yeah. Also, Time and Place is a really good album.
Okay, is it my turn to share? Because mine's stupid.
Is that what the album's called? I think so. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. So the music I've been listening to for the past couple days, and by couple days I mean the past 3 days, I've been listening to the Oompa Loompa songs from Willy Wonka and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And it's the whole reason I tend to have these like little obsessions, like I'll just like watch one thing about FNAF or one thing about Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I'll get obsessed with those things. And I was playing Dungeons and Dragons with my friends, with my roommates, and one of my characters, or one of my friends, was playing a character named Augustus, and I'm like, Augustus Gloop, and then I couldn't remember the rest, so I went and looked up the Augustus Gloop song, and it was the original Oompa Loompa song, which does not have that line in it. So then I listened to the Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I listened to all the other Willy Wonka songs. I'm like, and I've had all of the Willy Wonka, or all the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory songs, because honestly, those ones I really like. I don't like I like the original theming for like the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory Oompa Loompas, because it's the same song. It's really easy to remember, and it goes through each like child and being like, like this is what, like basically it's like a send-off song, being like, oh well, you're greedy and so you go down the tube, or you're a brat, so you fall down the hole. Oh, you're obsessed with TV, so you die. But in the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, I learned this by reading or the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I learned this by reading the comments. Apparently, in the Nostalgia Critic review of it, he figured out that each song is a different decade of music, or based off a different decade of music. So Augustus's was based off the 50s, Violet's the 60s, Baruka's the 70s, and Mike TV's the 80s. And I have had
That's interesting. I didn't
I've
know
had
that.
Verucas. I haven't had. I've had all 4 of their songs stuck in my head in the past 4 days. Like I'll just be humming not Verucas, Violet's song where it's just like crazy. They're just like all the Oompa Loompas are just like rolling on top of her, and they're just like chewing all day long. And then they're like,
Oh, I remember that one.
chewing
funny.
all day long, and it's just crazy. Okay, I told you mine was gonna be really far fetched and really stupid, but I don't recommend it. I kind of recommend it. It's kind of weird, but I've been really obsessed with Willy Wonka and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for like 4 days, and I don't know why. I don't get it. I didn't like those movies particularly as children. I didn't dislike them. They were just something I saw, and now I like them. Okay. Next topic. What are you doing next?
Oh, that concludes Kroop Tunes.
Yeah. I'll make an intro and then an outro.
Yeah, you should have the outro based off the Looney Tunes. So it's like the Kroopy Tunes, but the Looney Tunes.
Okay, so
All right. What do you guys think about personality tests?
I have a personality.
I feel like I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think they're like accurate?
I think they suck.
I think they can be accurate, but like most of the time, it's like kind of like just vague questions.
See,
I feel like you can't.
People
really
will
get,
never
like,
answer them honestly. People will like always answer them like
yeah,
based on who they want to be rather than who they really are.
yeah.
That's true.
I also find the thing is about personality tests. I always get really. I'm always like, this is so basic. I know it applies to everyone out there. And then I'll take it and I'll be like, this is so me. Like, it's so me, guys. Like, no one else is like this one. Like, like I'm not a big astrology guy, but my friends, like, had me get this one astrology app that, like, you, like, put in, like, the time and day you were born, and it, like, gives you, like, your moon and all that stuff. Like, your moon, your sun, or whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so accurate. Like, and it's probably like just really vague. But still, every time I get one of those, there's a couple times where it's like, no, because I'm a Scorpio, and I've heard a lot of different things about how Scorpios are supposed to act. Like, some Scorpios are, like, really, like, some Scorpios are described as, like, just, like, really passionate, and stuff. And then, like, really passionate and, like, kind of, like, I don't know, a lot of the Scorpio things I see, like passionate, they're artists, and I'm like, oh, I identify with that. And then there's, like, some where it's like, oh, Scorpios are like liars and cheats, and like they'll stab you in the back, and they're like hypersexualized, and I'm like, that's not me. I can't be a Scorpio. My parents lied to me about my birthday. But yeah.
But yeah, anyways, personality tests. I think they're
one.
I think they suck, but they're like really satisfying.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be a good idea if we all just took one. We all took the same one. It's like the 16personalities.com. And we're all going to share what we got, and then maybe like read
like
or just like
stuff.
briefly go over what it's about.
Yeah.
And we're since we've known each other for so many years, we're going to see if like that we think that's like accurate for each other, because,
10 years.
Yeah.
To be exact.
Also, I do have to say, like, the 16 personalities I've heard that's like the most scientifically accurate one, and I also believe it because, like, again, like, I feel like this one, the groups it puts you in are also pretty broad, so it's like, I could realistically identify with a lot of these, but I keep getting the same ones every time.
Yeah, I got the same one too.
Well, not every time. I whenever I was younger, I got a different one consistently, and then whenever I became more of a self-efficient adult, it changed a little bit. And it changed a little bit this time as well, which is really interesting. But yeah, who who wants to go first?
Okay. I got. Wait, which one did I get? There's like 2 types. I got INFPT.
Ooh.
And what is it? So, hold on. I lost the page.
Well, Hayne,
I also got that.
You got that too?
I also.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I used to get INFPT, but this time I actually got INFPA, which means I'm slightly more aggressive than I used to be, which I can definitely see because I'm a lot less of a pushover than I used to be. And that's just sort of what happens when you work in retail, baby.
I'm not a pushover. Okay, does anyone want to read what INF... Do you want to... I guess we're all the same personality.
We're all the same. We're basically the same person. I can definitely see it. Like us three are very similar people.
That's a lot less interest in...
Wait, we all got the same
conversation.
Yeah.
We got just... Viddy, you got a different type.
Yeah, I got the aggressive. I got the... Well, they're mostly the same.
I feel like I would got them with an aggressive one.
What's the difference? Well,
assertive versus turbulent.
Yeah, it's more assertive.
Okay.
Where's the difference between INFPA and INFPT?
Okay, I'm just gonna. I'll just like kind of go over what. So they're called mediator personality.
Yeah.
There's 2 types. Creativity, imaginative, daydreams a lot, idealistic, empathetic. I guess we're based on
inventing stories and conversations in their minds.
Yeah. Having like appreciation for like art and music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we all are creative people in very similar ways.
We all have a passion in some like
some
form
medium
of media.
Yeah.
Some art, yeah.
Like for me, it's movies.
For me, it's just performance. Like I just love, perform. Honestly, that's one thing I wanted to bring up about the Kpop concert. The entire time I saw Eric on stage, I just wanted to be on stage. Like I love being on stage so much. I wanted to just go up there and just be like one of the backup dancers. I just be like, you know what? I'm up there, and then I'd get beaten up by the guards and thrown in prison, or kicked out. But I'm not seeing much of a difference. It says that assertive mediators feel more comfortable with themselves, consider themselves to be less lazy.
Oops. I'm a lazy person.
They don't see many of their mistakes as failures. They feel more confident to face day-to-day difficulties and are usually optimistic about the outcomes of risks that they take, and are prone to crying less often and feel less regret on decisions, and
so you're more decisive, I guess, and more like comfortable with your decisions. And
I think it's
confident.
more. I think it's more being comfortable with. It seems more like they're more comfortable with themselves, which is definitely something that I've been working on. Like, I used to be very uncomfortable with myself, and I am still like if you look at the bars, like where it has where you scored on each one, like I'm really close to being an INFJ, which is what I used to be whenever I take the test. The I, N, and F are all extremely I'm 65% introverted, 79% intuitive, and 85% feeling. But for the last one, I'm only 54% prospecting and 53% assertive. So it's like if I'm feeling bummed or whatever on a day, honestly, I could probably swap to the other one if I took this test. The other 3 are pretty good. But I feel like this is just a really good one for me. I'm pretty I'm pretty optimistic. I'm pretty. I'd consider myself an empath.
Yeah, I'll go through the strengths and weaknesses, and since we all share the same one,
Yeah, we can just each
Kind
do
of.
a different one if we want to.
do you guys think that we, I guess, are empathetic? Who's not empathetic? Out of the three of us.
What is empathetic again?
What, are you asking
can-
what
you can-
empathetic means?
Understand how other people feel.
Yeah, like
Oh.
you care,
More
like it's
thoughtful.
yeah, very basically putting yourself in other people's shoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean I'd consider myself that.
Yeah,
Generous.
I think I'm
Generous.
I think I'm pretty good. I've been a lot less generous lately, at least in a lot of ways. But I feel like I'm also generous in a lot of other ways. Like it's just I like helping other people, albeit in different ways than before.
Okay, you guys are open-minded?
Yeah,
I think I am.
I'm open minded.
I'm pretty open minded.
I mean, look
I'm
at us. We
open
have a
to different
podcast.
perspectives.
Yeah, we have a podcast. We have friends from all over the world and all different walks of life and all different everythings. Like we have at least I have so many friends of all over. But like even in our Discord server, like we got Coral from Ecuador, we got Faco from Faco's house. We got Daneraid, who's a kid.
Faco's house.
Yeah.
We got Daneraid, who lives at Daneraid's address in like Columbus. I don't know. That'd be really funny. I don't know where Daneraid lives, but it'd be really funny if Daneraid lived in Columbus and he just freaked out. He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Hello, Daneraid.
Hey, Daneraid.
Daneraid, we snuck you in twice. You thought the
Daneraid
beginning was
listens to our podcast.
Daneraid.
That's right.
Honestly,
and
I'm
you
really,
should too.
I'm really happy I've made so many. This is really out of nowhere. Like we didn't, but I'm so happy that like I'm trying like just talk to a lot of people online because I have met so many cool people online just by like joking around. Like Faco, who's been on here a couple times. I just sort of he commented on my YouTube channel, and the reason why we met is because he commented on there. And then I like commented back and just would just like kind of joke with them. Just like be like, haha. I just like commenting on random stuff, especially from smaller creators. I do that on TikTok a lot. Like there was just like this guy who had no likes and no comments, and he was talking about how like cool or like how cool and nice his girlfriend was, and I said, your girlfriend's a lucky gal, and both him and his girlfriend responded to my comment. They're like, yeah, I am a lucky gal, and the guy's like, yeah, I'm a lucky guy too. Like it's just stuff like that. But one thing I love doing is
Beautiful.
I love finding smaller creators who are smaller than me, because I'm a pretty small creator as well, and just messaging them and just talking to them. Because it's so interesting to see. We've met so many people from that. We met Coral on Club Penguin. We met Daneraid, who's so cool. We met Faco, who's like one of the coolest people I know, and he's probably not going to listen to this episode. But if he does, it'll be cool. I don't know if Faco listens to the podcast.
Yeah.
He only
The
listens
Sheep
to the episodes
Killer.
that he's
Yeah,
in.
the Sheep Killer.
Well,
Yeah, Sheep Killer doesn't listen to our podcast. Sheep Killer needs to spend $3 on some earbuds.
Yeah. If you're listening
send
right
him
now,
over.
Sheep Killer, please get some headphones so we can get you on here right now.
What's the Sheep Killer? That seems so funny.
One of the things I saw here, it says that mediators they like to keep they like to stay in the same circle of friends for like a long amount of time, which I think is true.
Yeah.
Like I've known you guys for like 10 years, and like there really isn't anyone I can think of that I've become like as close to as you guys.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Like I wouldn't like I've met like people that I'm just like I like talk to, but like no one I consider like an
Like best
actual like
friends.
best friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense,
It's
yeah.
literally crazy because like I've been through like friend groups like throughout my whole life, and recently a lot of them have like come back, like after college, like we've all been like meeting together on Discord, and then I have some like friends who I used to work with, and like other friends who I've been meeting elsewhere, like on the internet, like Danarade and Fako and some other friends. But it's like my longest and closest friends are people that I met on SuperMarioLogan.com.
Yeah.
Or like through a Minecraft skit channel.
Yeah, we did a
we
Minecraft
all
skit
decided
channel,
to do.
and I'm so glad that even though we don't talk to Angel Super Mario anymore, I'm so thankful for that Angel Super Mario did a stupid contest on his YouTube channel, and he didn't give me the stickers that I earned from his contest. Basically, our friend Angel, he did it back whenever we were young, and YouTube still had video responses. He did a thing where he's like, I'm having a contest. Make a video response to here, and the best one wins these Angry Bird stickers. And I won. And Angel never sent me my Angry Bird stickers.
God damn it, Angel. Do you guys ever like think about what it would be like if certain things didn't happen in the past?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like I always think about like what if me and Hayne never met? Like what would happen if me and Hayne would have never met?
I don't know where
I
I'd be.
feel like things would be so different.
Oh yeah, crazy.
I feel like I just wouldn't like do anything. I don't know. I like, would I have friends in real life? I do have friends in real life.
Yeah.
Not really, but like, I don't know. Would I be like playing
Like,
sports? Because I met you like all the way back in like middle school. That's like such a long. Like it goes so much back, and so much would be like reverted, and I would
there's, like,
not
so
know what I'd
many-
be doing.
Yeah, like
There's so many people you would never meet.
I
Would be
would.
playing Fortnite? Like I don't know.
Yeah, you're just like you'd be competitive Osu player. Wait, where did you
I don't
hear
even
of
think I'd be
Osu?
into like anime that much.
Where did you hear of Osu from?
I heard it from a Minecraft friend
Okay, because I was gonna say like maybe you weren't.
back
maybe
in like 8th grade.
Okay, so you may have just been a competitive Osuer. You just been,
Yeah, but like I didn't play. I probably wouldn't have played as much Minecraft.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we
That's
wouldn't have
all I remember
spent
that guy.
like hours on Nebula.
Yeah.
Or like spending hours just like creating sets for videos.
Yeah, and then Steven blows it up.
That's
Yeah.
probably why
Destroys
we
it.
have such a like similar personalities, because we basically like grew up around each other, and
Yeah.
like
We have the
Very
same
much.
interests.
we started off with the same interests, and we kind of like grew up, and it kind of forced us to be a little more
Similar.
like I don't know, like like one of the things is just like self-isolating, I guess, like just by default, or like
Yeah. It's
Not- like I don't know about you guys, but I'm usually like by myself a lot unless I'm with Kaylin,
yeah.
Yeah. Same.
and like I'm okay with that.
I've been definitely changing in that regard. I used to be by myself a lot, unless I was with my ex-girlfriend. But recently, I've made so many friends, and which is so weird because when I was growing up, I didn't have any friends, like, or at least any close friends. Like, I would like hang out with people during school, and then not hang out with people after school. So, like, I just focused, but I didn't really care too much. I just played Minecraft with you guys, and worked on my Let's Play channel, Yoshi Viddy, and like Gary's mod skits and all that. But now it's like I struggle to have time for all my friends, and it's a weird feeling because I'm like, I love all of my friends because they each like are just so different. But and this is never a problem I thought I'd ever have, where I just have so many people who like want to talk to me, because I'm like, I have like people in like real life. I have like 4 or 5 different friend groups in real life, and then I have like 2 or 3 online. It's just crazy and then also trying to do like a job and YouTube, and it's just crazy. And then I waste a lot of my time on TikTok and YouTube anyways. So it's like, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I've been like personally, I've actually been the opposite. Like I've been having struggle like just to like connect with people, because I've recently gone to like a real college, because I went to community college, and I transferred to like a real college, a university, not real college. It's all real college, but and I've talked to so many people, right? I'm not like I just like don't avoid people, but like I've been struggling to like connect and like meet new people that are like not worth talking to, but like I just feel like I wouldn't get along with like a lot of these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have like another like friend group that's completely separate
No,
from
I
this
don't.
one, right?
I don't have.
I don't either. Like the only person that like I mean Steven's not separate at all, but like I hang out with him sometimes.
Yeah.
But like most of the time this is the group.
Yeah. It's a good group. I'm really excited for our trip this year. I'm hoping it happens because we haven't planned it very much yet.
Yeah, because then we'll have lots of stories to tell.
Yeah, we'll have so many. We'll have a whole episode, and I'll probably be on that one. I probably will stop showing up as much on Kroop Scoop once Jeffrey gets back, but I'll still come in whenever you guys want.
Yeah.
Like I love, because honestly, we don't get to talk as much as we used to since we were on Minecraft all the time, and now we got like school and work and other commitments. So like this is just like a nice place to come and get to talk with the Zelcadian admins.
Because we'll usually talk like an hour before, maybe like an hour after.
Yeah, and then even whenever we're like playing a game or something, like playing like League in with the other server, like it's definitely not as like meaningful, I guess, because we're just like focusing on League of Legends or whatever we're doing.
Yeah, that's why I like doing this actually. Like it gives us a chance, it gives us an excuse to just sit down and do nothing and just talk.
Yeah, just
talk
like
about
the old days.
want.
You just sit around at the dinner table. You just eat your food and you get to talk like face to face.
But it really reminds me of those days that when we go on Minecraft creative servers and do absolutely nothing but just run around and talk. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah,
and sometimes we do this. But, like, it was, like, always a rare occasion. Mm-hmm. But, like, with the Kroop Scoop, it gives us a chance to just talk about whatever, so.
Yeah, I wanted to do a thing where, like, I tried to be like, okay, guys, we're going to do movie night. Because back whenever we were growing up, we had a thing where every Friday we would play after school. We would do a competitive match of CS:GO, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and then we would go into a Gary's Mod cinema server, and we would just queue up YouTube videos.
The same 5 videos, and then watch a unique video once in a while.
Yeah, we had the same like 5 staples. Which honestly, a lot of them I don't even want to list because some of them were just gross because we were just like, funny. But like there was like the guy who did the F sharp with his voice, where it's like,
Japanese goblin.
Yeah, the Japanese goblin.
One.
I like that one because like the beginning seems like it's like almost like a Rick roll.
Yeah,
just like the drums like.
What about that TF2? Like the heavy with the bird.
Oh, with the bird.
I hate that video. We just put videos to piss each other off. That one pissed me off.
It was so funny.
That one was me. I kept putting that one.
I like that one. It's just the TF2 heavy with like a bird and just went doo doo doo.
I hate that video. That's like a Spartan video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't it like a giraffe like at the end of the video or something?
Yeah, there's something like that. But
speaking of though, there's actually a game that released on Steam, free to play, it's literally called Movie Night, and it's just Gmod Cinema.
Oh, we should get that. But I was trying to like be like, okay guys, every Friday or every Saturday or whatever day worked best for everyone, we're gonna get on and we're gonna do a movie night just like we used to, and we'll play like a game of League, and then because that's like the one game that everyone plays except for Steven, and except for Ethan. But, like, the majority of people, if we have one game that we play, it's League of Legends, which sucks, but whatever. We play one match of League, and then we, like, go and just, like, watch YouTube or we watch a movie, and then everyone was like, okay, can we do this, like, in 3 weeks? And Friday doesn't work for me, because our friend group is so much bigger now than just us 3, Steven, and Eric, I think was the whole group whenever we were doing movie night.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, we were small, yeah.
Who else?
Yeah.
I feel like someone...
Evelyn might have been there.
Maybe.
Wait. Wait, why do I feel like we're forgetting
I
something?
feel like there'd
Was
be like a
Spartan-
random person, like maybe like
Spartan
Gavin.
there? Yeah,
Brandon sometimes.
No, Gavin came way later.
Gavin was there at least once. No, I was thinking of Josh because I remember I put on the Brave Little
Josh.
Toaster. I remember I put on.
Josh used to do a lot of movie nights with
Oh
me.
my
I remember
God.
I put on the Brave Little Toaster, and Josh was like, "This movie sucks."
Oh yeah, we watched the whole movie in Gmod Cinema.
Yeah, I like the Brave Little Toaster. It's
Yeah.
there was something. Oh wait, no, it was a different video. But it was a video I thought was like really funny, and Josh was like, "This video is so unfunny." And I'm sorry, Josh.
And then, well, his videos weren't funny.
Yeah, his
either,
videos
so.
weren't funny. He'd be like, "This isn't funny. Now here's this," and just be like some like hentai clip. Oh yeah, that's another video we kept watching was the stupid anime hentai bear honey thing.
You know, he used to put JoJo memes. I didn't find JoJo memes as funny back then.
Yeah.
But then, like, now I kind of find them kind of funny.
I like JoJo memes now because I've watched
JoJo's
the show.
just so JoJo's just so weird.
But the thing is, I don't like showing JoJo memes to people who haven't watched JoJo because it's kind of cringe in a way.
It's cringe, but when you watch the anime, it's like
it's like you get
wow, that was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, it's like you show JoJo memes to someone who hasn't seen JoJo, and they're just like, "This is stupid," and it is stupid, and that's the point. But you don't get it if you haven't watched the show because they're like, "Oh, Superfly," like some stupid like that.
Baby.
Hey, baby.
I have not seen JoJo,
Yeah. But,
so
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's there.
Fuck JoJo memes.
JoJo is probably my favorite anime. Even though I don't think it's the best anime, it is an anime that has done a lot for me in my life. And that's really weird to say about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because it's just crazy and funny. But
I like some parts more than others.
yeah.
But like every JoJo part is different enough to where like it's just like a unique show. There's not a lot like it really. I don't think there's a lot of shows where there's just like it just changes so much every part.
The thing about JoJo's, there's so many memorable moments, but I don't really like rewatching the show that much.
Yeah, it's not fun to rewatch.
Yeah, because I think the fun of JoJo is like seeing the crazy stuff. But it's like weird because like I also like don't hate it, but like watching part 3 because I had to say for being my favorite anime, I haven't watched all of it because there was just some parts where I'm like, okay, I just want to get to the end because like this is just boring. But the highs are really high, like seeing Superfly or like seeing Kakyoin, the Kakyoin cherry bit, or just like crazy, crazy stuff. Like I don't know, like the whole, like the characters are so memorable and so lovable. Like I can remember every villain from part 4. And like I know the names of every villain from part 4, most of them from part 3. Actually, the part 3 is pretty easy because all the stands are like named after like the Egyptian gods and stuff. And part 5, like just all the characters are just so memorable, like including the villains. Like I just don't feel like there's like a boring character in the batch except for. Actually, even the ones who aren't very memorable are memorable for how unmemorable they are. I think that's part of JoJo's strength. Is just the characters are so fun, and the powers are so weird.
Since we're on anime, I wanted to ask Hane. I want to rewatch Madoka Magico. How do you think I should rewatch it? Should I rewatch the show or should I watch the recap movies and then watch the third movie?
I think you should just watch
The show.
the show.
The show? Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think it's that different, and it's probably just less exhausting to watch them. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Here's my take because I actually was doing.
Because watching Made in Abyss made me want to watch Madoka Magica again.
I watched Madoka Magica is also one of those animes that I really like, especially because you can watch the whole thing in like a day.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite part about it. But whenever I was like doing the math, because I tried to see which one was faster and why, like watching the series, the series by itself, because I watched the movie with some friends, it was the same. Actually, I was watching it with my ex-girlfriend, because I watched the movie after I had just gotten done watching the show. The show feels just slightly like more drawn out, which I like. I don't know if it would be better on a rewatch because you already know everything that's happening, but it felt like Madoka had a lot more moments with her mother and like her family in the show, where in the movie they just sort of like they just sort of like not really cut it out, but more like just give a little less of it so it doesn't feel as impactful. But overall, they're mostly the same time because I cut out the time for the intros and the outros, and they were roughly the same limit. I think they were only like 10 or 20 minutes difference, if that.
Yeah.
Well,
they're really similar, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If you want to
Kroop
rewatch
Spook.
Gurren Lagann, rewatch the movies. At least the second
The
half.
movies.
Do you think
watch
it
the
would
second
be better because I still haven't watched all of Gurren Lagann? Do you think it'd be better for me to watch the movies or should I just watch the show?
For a first time watch the show. How far were you?
I don't remember it because I watched it like a long time ago. Like I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes, and I remember exactly when I stopped because I was watching it with whenever my ex-girlfriend came over for like the first time,
Yeah.
and like there was just this still of the main girl with a flame bikini or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Just in a field with her guns before like this is like
Oh.
the second episode, and I just remember that still because that's still just on my TV while we were talking for a long time.
Yeah.
Because and then eventually I was like, oh, I've heard only great things about Gurren Lagann. I've heard this is like one of the best anime ever made by several people, so I should continue it. And then I watched 2 episodes, and I was like, wow, I'm really enjoying this. And then I didn't watch the rest of it for no reason.
Just watch the show.
Okay, I'm sure Netflix probably remembers where I left off. If not, I'll just rewatch it. I'll probably give it a couple weeks because I really want to work on videos because I have been really putting that off recently because I was feeling Pokemon Legends Arceus, worst game for me. I loved it so much. I put 90 hours into it in 3 weeks, and I'm done with it. I finished the Pokedex. I'm never
Holy
picking that
shit.
game up again because it made me depressed because I had a 5-day break because of just how the schedule worked out for work, and I did almost nothing besides hang out with friends and play Pokemon Legends Arceus, and because I got nothing done, I like fell into like a weird depressive state. So I love that game, but worst game for me. It was so good that
Yeah.
it just made me feel bad.
That brings us to a very similar thing here with our Kroop's Spooks. All right.
Make sure the sound effect isn't too loud. Because
Yeah.
Ethan, you didn't
So-
edit in anything in the last episode that whenever I was like,
Yeah,
Ethan,
I forgot.
scream. It's like,
I mean, they could just look up Loveland Frogman, but
Yeah,
put it on the screen.
yeah.
this one's not going to require any like pictures. So, I mean, there's just like this one picture. But all right, so this is a theory. By the way, if you don't know what Kroop Spooks is, it's a segment where we talk about conspiracy theories, cryptids, true crime, all that different stuff. So today we're talking about a conspiracy theory, and this theory is called the Singularity theory. So here's a picture. It's like a representation of that. So the Singularity theory is really interesting. It's basically the idea that humanity in the future, we will eventually become so dependent on technology that we reach a point of no return. This can range from a bunch of different things. So like there could be a point where we rely so much on technology just to live, or we develop AI that's so smart that they become indistinguishable from humans, and they can think on their own and make their own decisions, and we would never be able to go back after this. And some people think that we're
metaverse.
already at this point, the singularity point, or that we're getting close to it. So what do you guys think of that? What's your interpretations of this theory?
I think it could happen,
Probably possible.
but here's the thing. I think we could go back, but it wouldn't be the generation that was alive. that could go back, it would be the next generation that would have to go back.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird because I think I was born in such a specific time where I got to just get a taste of what life was like with like minimal technology. Because whenever I was born,
Yeah.
I was
Same.
taught how to use a cassette player in kindergarten. Like,
yeah, and I had a VCR,
Yeah.
VHS tapes.
like they taught us how to record with a cassette, like record our voice on a cassette tape. And then that was completely outdated within like 3 years. Like, and then by the time I was in middle school, like by the time I was in fifth or sixth grade, like there were iPod touches and iPhones. And it's just like, that's such a big jump in technology. And they, at that time, they thought that I mean, clearly they thought that that cassette tapes were still going to exist or still be used in some way, or else they wouldn't teach kindergartners how to use it. But it just completely shifted within the decade. And I feel like, especially Zoomers or whatever the ones below us are, like who are being like the Fortnite, the tablet kids, it's going to be really weird for them. One thing that was weird for me, I actually realized today how much dependency I have on my phone now. Because whenever I was younger, I didn't have a
That's
phone.
what I was realizing too.
I didn't have a phone until 7th grade, which was probably because of financial reasons, but with my family. But overall, I think it was a really good thing for me in some aspects. 'Cause in other aspects, it kind of sucked because I was kind of ostracized in a way because I did not have the means of like communicating with my friends because none of them used email. So like I couldn't like text my friends. I couldn't be in like the text group chats where it's like, oh, we're gonna go hang out in the woods or whatever. Whatever 7th or I couldn't, middle school date, where it's like, yeah, I text my 7th grade girlfriend every day, but we text all day and we watched Twilight in theaters. So I didn't get to experience any of that, but I didn't like grow a dependency on. I mean, I guess that's kind of hypocritical because I was always on technology. I was always on and whenever I went to a sports event, I brought my Game Boy Advance. I was just addicted to technology in a different way. But today at work, I forgot my phone at my house, which is like no big deal because I don't need it. But it was just really weird not having it for a whole day. Like, because I kept, like, going into my pocket just instinctively to, like, grab it. Like, and I don't even go on my phone that often. I just check, it's just a habit to check notifications, check and see if anyone's messaging me. It was just so weird not having it for a day. And just sitting at lunch. Like, I ate my food and I had, like, 15 minutes left. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't just... It was really relieving in a way. Because I saw a thing yesterday. I don't know if it was like on TikTok or if it was on YouTube or something, but it was like, because we have so much like constant dopamine like hits in like constant information, our brains just never get a break because they're always taking in information now.
Yeah.
Instead of like whenever, like before that, where if you were bored, your brain wasn't really taking in much information besides your own thoughts, because that's the whole point. But also, it like gives me less incentive to do things, because it's like, oh, why would I work on this D&D campaign, or why would I work on this video script when I can get dopamine just as fast through the phone? Anyways, this is getting completely off topic of our Kroop Spook. But I feel
it's something to think about.
It's just a very big topic because it's just like it's also very vague.
Like, think about it. Well, think about it. We are going somewhere pretty. I mean, not soon. It'll take time, but like we're going somewhere. Like, think the metaverse. Okay, that's one thing. It's gonna take time for that to become a normal thing, but the fact that it's being created, the metaverse, like a virtual world that you can go and do different things, it's just crazy. And then like there's AI, AI is being put into cars to autopilot, or like robots with really smart AI that can hold a conversation with like Jimmy Kimmel or something. I don't know. I think we're getting really advanced, and we could eventually hit a point where if all technology was taken away from us at that point, we would a lot of people wouldn't be able to survive that.
I heard somewhere, I don't know where, but like it's predicted like in the next like couple years, like there's gonna be a new like wave of technology.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think like VR and like, I mean you already see it with like the metaverse and stuff. Like there's gonna be like, you know how like the iPhone was like the next step in like technology. There's gonna be another like one of those where like VR is gonna be implemented in our life, like stuff like that is just gonna be like, it's predicted to be like in the next couple of years, like they're gonna like pop off, and then we're gonna be like, so it's like another step.
Yeah.
I
think it's like interesting.
I think that would be really like, it's honestly really scary to think about like our dependency on technology, but just us as humans, like our entire species is evolution is dependent on technology. Like that's the whole reason why we like plateaued against the other like animals, because we were able to mend the earth to our will, because we could like build, we could like, instead of having to like seek shelters, like we could build our own, and we could build tools that could help us like destroy things. So it's just like, it's just keep going until technology eventually plateaus, and then we don't.
I don't think we should stop. I think we should just keep going, you know?
I think
just because we don't know what's going to happen doesn't mean...
Well,
like someone...
Okay, well, this brings up something. There's pieces of fiction that warn you about the idea of the singularity. One example.
But we know.
Dune. Dune is one example. Wall-E.
Yeah, Wall-E.
Yeah.
Wall-E.
Wall-E would have been good if, like, honestly, I feel
Terminator.
I feel like Wall-E, like, isn't really a necessarily a conversation on, or a piece on our reliance on technology, because the whole thing is that in Wall-E technology is celebrated and used. It's more of like a conversation on, I mean, I guess like the whole
environment,
like, on the environment, because like the whole reason is that we destroyed the planet and we couldn't go back, which is honestly a really scary thing, especially like working in like a store, like seeing how many like bags people needlessly use. Like, It honestly makes me so mad sometimes whenever people like are like, can you double bag this? Like, because even though in my mind I'm like, okay, this is just like one bag, or it's like it's for their safety. Like whenever it's like, or it's like if it's something like candles, I get it, because it's like, oh, like you don't want them to break and like stuff like that. But there was this one person who had me like double bag a bottle of shampoo because she's like, if it leaks, I don't want it to get on my car, which is like an understandable thing, but it's already in a bag. Like it's not gonna leak on your car. Just close the lid.
Just shampoo, too.
It's shampoo. Like you can clean it. Like I get it. It's like. And I'm no saint. Like I'm like, and I'm not the best with it. Like I feel bad because I'm like, oh man, I use so many plastic bags and a lot of them get thrown away. I try and recycle some, even though I know it doesn't help very much. But I want to try and start using reusable bags, but I never end up committing because I'm just a human being and crazy.
I've worked for like retail and like. The amount of resources like the store uses and like the waste that it causes, it's like it's crazy. Because like I know like at Kohl's they would leave everything on at night. They leave whether they have to, right?
Yeah.
They leave the lights on at night. They leave the radio on at night. They would just, you know, it's just like, and I feel bad if I like leave a light on for like a couple hours in a room that I was in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also get mad at like the store that I work for because it's like company policy that if like something comes in broken, like even if it's a little bit broken and like we can't resell it, like there's some stuff that we'll sell at a discounted price, like say like, oh, this like I don't know, this, I'm trying to think of like something like this vase has like a scratch on it, or like this bedpost has a scratch on it or something. You know, something where it's like someone might still buy it, but it's not in perfect condition, so we'd sell a discount. But if it's something like, oh, this vacuum cleaner is missing this part, we have to like destroy it before we throw it away. So that way it de-incentivizes people to dumpster dive, which I get it. Like, I understand the thought process, but it makes me so mad because it's like we're literally stopping people. We're literally just making waste for specifically so people don't take the stuff that we're already throwing away. Like, it's like we're literally just ruining, like, like everything. Like, it's just
This also fits the theory, like the all the waste we are producing, the pollution, all that is because of us, and that if it gets too bad, there will be another point of singularity where we cannot return from that mistake.
Yeah,
isn't that like a thing? Isn't that like global warming actually happening? I kept seeing an ad on YouTube about it.
No, it's like uncontrollable, and like unless major big changes are happening, then we're like fucked until pretty soon. Like something's happening,
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, and also a lot of the problems with the world that I think, at least a lot of problems in America at the very least, I feel like are caused by like just larger companies. Because I watched a video the other day, it clickbaited me. It was like why I fired 12 floors of people in a day, and I'm like, what? Like what do you mean? Jesus. Why you fired 12 floors of people in a day? And it was about some billionaire who was like, literally like, I started off not too rich. I started with $50 million, and I'm like, like you can't see, I was pogging, but he's like, I see this company, this like railway station thing, and I see $50 million. I buy it for like $50 million or something. I go and try and figure out what all the people do, and I can't figure it out. So I go and talk to this one guy, and he says, well, if you want to like make this business really good, you fire all 12 floors of people to lower expenses. And so that's what I did, and you know what, it made me a lot of money. And it's like, you just fired 12. Yeah, it's like literally, and like there were people in the comments being like, yeah, I've worked for this guy, he literally has no soul, like he literally just like doesn't care about anyone besides himself. And that's like just part of what America's like, that like people who aren't afraid to like tear down other people can get rewarded. And like people who are, because
capitalism,
because it's like
it is.
That's just, I feel like there's there's definitely flaws with every one of like the economical stances, but I feel like it's important to understand that each one has flaws and to try and mitigate that.
Yeah,
and
we need to like stick to one.
Yeah,
just like, because it's like an idea.
Yeah, it's like,
like we don't just like.
Yeah, it's like I earned this money. It's like yeah, you earned it, but you should like it's definitely weird because lower class and upper class are like just totally different ballparks, like entirely. Like like the fact that this guy was literally like, I didn't start with very much money. I mean, I started with he said like $25 million, and it's like. It's like
I would retire.
Yeah, it's like I would.
It's a completely different world.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy. Like, and for some people, I understand that money goes to the progression of human society. But for this guy, he's literally just like he ruined so many people's lives.
That's not progression.
Yeah, it's not progression.
For his business is progression.
Yeah, for progression is just he's like
his
he
wallet
made more...
is progressing.
And also, it's like it's like it's weird because there's a lot of people like in higher ups, because a lot of people who like make the rules are rich, so they kind of bend the rules for the rich, which is like, it's like, oh yeah, I didn't pay taxes this year because I bought NFTs,
Yeah,
it's just crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. To be fair, this is not economical
you don't
advice.
Like politics, or
I don't like politics. I just
You are
worry-
indeed
well,
discussing.
That's
something
true.
political.
Guys-
I like to have discussions every now and then, but I don't.
No,
What
I
do you
think it's
guys
alright
think
to
of
talk about
AI?
politics.
Yeah. I think it's important to talk about some things. The reason why I'm like, oh, I don't like politics is because I don't really care. I'm very neutral when it comes to politics. Every time I take a political test, or at least the last time I did, I was like right, like where it has like the 4 squares, I was like right in the middle, like just slightly like more.
I think you're left leaning. You said
I was a little bit more democratic. I don't remember if I was up or down. I don't remember which those mean.
you were probably down.
It was probably. Yeah, I got the down, but whatever. Yeah, I just don't like whenever I can't have a discussion and like people can't like look at both sides like fair. Like there's a lot of times where people try and like give points that are on the other side and they just completely throw them out because the other side made them, and I don't like that. I feel like
Yeah,
even
that's
if you disagree, you should at least hear people out and like try and talk about it.
Yeah, I agree too.
But it's like, I don't know, maybe it's because we all have the same personality trait and people are going to listen to this.
Yeah,
and,
we're
like,
so open-minded.
we're so open-minded and
empathetic.
empath. Honestly,
What
it's
else? What else is there? Where's
friendship.
I need to know my personality.
Yeah, what's our? Oh yeah, let's check out the friendships under the person. We completely skipped over the Kroop Spook, but
Hold on, I forgot how I'm supposed to act. Let me check my
let me check what I'm.
personality
Let me check my
results.
friends. The good news is that in the company of true friends, mediators can escape the hamster wheel of these insecurities, which I didn't read. For these personalities, friendship is a precious commodity, an opportunity for two people to lift each other up and change each other's lives for the better. Which is Pogger. But yeah, for the future thing, I think it's very interesting. I'm really excited to see where we go, but I definitely think that we should head to the future with caution in case something ever were to happen. Because also just we weren't designed to like be on computers all day. Like my eyes, they're going crazy. That's why I wear these circle glasses whenever I'm on my computer sometimes, because they block the blue light, and that's supposed to help your eyes a little bit. But we also just don't know the long-term effects of anything yet. Like TikTok could have. That's why I don't know why I said TikTok specifically, but like what like short-term media and social media can like do to people's long-term like
ADHD.
mental ability, probably ADHD, but it's just like there's just so much to consider. But as for like a singularity, I think it would be interesting as long as we still, and I do think in like say like if we ever go to war and like and like they like in the war, like the people are smart and they like destroy all the power plants in the world, like, and people will still have some power because like solar panels, like a lot of people live off the grid. Like I saw this one TikTok of this guy who lived off the grid and like had like a 4 monitor setup, and I'm like that's what I want to do one day. I want to live off the grid with a 4 monitor setup and decent internet. But because he caught his own rainwater and like would like boil it, and he raised chickens and he had his like and all that. But like some people like that could survive, but the internet itself would not be a social place anymore, or at least as social. So I feel like it wouldn't be a place that people would go on. Or like a lot of servers and databases would shut down. It wouldn't function quite the same way. So I don't know what the world would be like. It would probably take some adjusting, but humans are really adaptable. Like that's a really big thing, and we can live out in Alaska. So I feel like we would be able to survive. Just it would take some adjusting, and a lot of people would probably die. And that's really sad, but it would probably happen. Or at least be in extreme misery if they did not die. But yeah, that's my talk on the Kroop Spook, which took us 20 minutes to get through because we swapped topics so often.
Yeah. That's your Amy
Spooky.
TED Talk.
Cookie? Did you say?
Spooky.
Oh, spooky. I thought you just said cookie.
Where?
Where?
Cookie.
Cookie Monster?
I mean, this isn't necessarily a theory that you could say you believe or don't believe in because
Yeah, it's like a theory.
Yeah. A game.
like I think it's more of like a thought experiment, like just like
Yeah.
thinking about the idea of the future.
I don't mind it. Just like, who cares?
Yeah.
Just
I think we just need to be careful with it. I think it's just the next step in human evolution, because again, like,
I think we got to be careful with AI, dude.
oh yeah, AI is scary. Well, there's like the rules of AI where they're like you can't make it sentient or something.
that's the robot. Well, is it?
I don't think that's gonna stop anyone though. Like
No.
they
Yeah.
just keep trying to make it smarter and smarter.
Yeah, I think one of the rules of AI is you have to make sure that it doesn't have the ability to create other AI.
Wait, what's the theory about singularity? It's
The
we
rules of
reach a
robotics.
point where we can't
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah,
Aren't we
The
like
idea
already
that-
there a little bit? If you think about like
that's what
electricity,
some people theorize, that we're already at this point. Like we can't go back anymore.
I
like,
feel.
if
We can't go back.
if
from
we
this.
turned off the electricity, the world would fall apart.
Oh yeah,
for,
it would
like-
fall apart.
Think about it, because like, yes, it would. Because think about it, like, everyone's banking online.
Yeah,
Um,
everything relies on
internet.
like electricity.
Even if electricity went out,
Home.
like
The
banking wouldn't matter, because like even if you still had money, no one would take money. Like
Yeah,
the
you
trading
can't take
systems,
money.
the people, if like the world electricity went out somehow, I feel like people would just start like causing chaos. Like,
Do you remember what happened in Texas?
you remember?
Yeah.
Remember what happened
That's a
in
good example.
2012 whenever people thought the world was gonna end?
Yeah,
Like people just started looting.
Yeah.
This because of the Mayan calendar ended. It's like, that's crazy. I don't remember what happened in Texas. I remember like people got crazy because of a snowstorm.
no, I
Well, no,
would
Texas
say,
was like they lost electricity, right? And it was just so hot.
yeah.
Like they had to. What did they have to do? Like, I swear I saw like a TikTok where like a bunch of people were like staying at a Chuck E. Cheese that still had electricity.
That's really funny.
No, we were. I think we are definitely to the point where we have to have a certain amount of technology at all points, not just like the internet,
Yeah.
but like electricity runs everything.
Yeah, I feel like if like somehow like electricity ended, there would be some of us who could still survive. Like, I know exactly what I would do. I would take
Primitive
what-
technology. Remember that guy?
I
He
would
survive.
I would
Yeah.
I
Build a
would
house.
take all the information
care.
that is
He would
on my
notice.
phone, like that I can like I would like. I actually have prepared for like stuff like this because I live over in a more wooded area, and I have like a bunch of like survival stuff in my car in case I were ever to get into a wreck in the woods. I would like be able to survive for a little bit. Like I have like a book on there on like how to survive by my like how to survive off like wood stuff, and I have like a hatchet and like stuff like that. So hopefully, and like how to like start fires. So like hopefully I would be able to survive for like a good bit. I don't know if I'd be able to live comfortably, but I know a friend of mine. His name is Sam. Which is also a really good thing about living in like in a less urban area, because a lot of people I know actually do live like they could live off the grid. A lot of people I know like they carry livestock and they get their water from wells, and they like my friend Sam. He raises bees and moths. Like the moths are just because he likes raising moths. Like he's just a big animal and bug guy. But like I would definitely go and find Sam, and that like the first thing I would do is like try and contact Sam and figure out where he lives and have him teach me literally everything he knows, or just live with him because I feel like he would let me.
Yeah.
And my dad is
I would just die.
my dad is like a big like he's afraid there's gonna be an apocalypse of some kind, so he just hoards bullets, which I think is just an excuse for him to hoard bullets, because a lot of people who like guns just like to hoard bullets.
Yeah.
Which is fair, because if you run out of bullets, your gun's useless. And if we ever got into like where we were like where like people didn't like, it wouldn't be like tribal, but like post-apocalyptic, where it's like, oh, people like go and raid other people who have like resources, like for resources and stuff. Having weapons, having guns would definitely be a very nice thing to have. Which would suck that we would get to that point, but I feel like I would have a pretty good chance of survival if like technology ever like faded. I don't think I would ever feel the same level of happiness of like being able to connect, and it would be so weird because like all my connections are just gone, like besides like my family or like the people who I know where they live.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Because like I was thinking about like one day, like if I just like died, like it's very possible that all my friends just think, oh, he just doesn't get online anymore, which is like a crazy thought. That like I could just like die and like my friends don't, like my best friends just wouldn't know unless like my family told them.
Yeah.
It's just
I thought about that.
It's just
Yeah,
like it's just like
Like how that information would have to get across.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy world we live in.
It's a crazy world. It's like there's basically like two worlds. There's like the digital world,
The metaverse.
the metaverse, which I feel, because honestly, we did spend most of, because like people are saying like, oh, the metaverse is like a whole big thing. I honestly feel like we kind of lived through the metaverse in Minecraft, to be honest. Like we had meetings in Minecraft. We hung out in Minecraft. We literally built towns and cities to live in. And people like I have friends who play the Final Fantasy MMORPG. They basically live in Final Fantasy. Like they schedule their day around Final Fantasy, and they go and hang out with people, and they go to like shops, and they have Final Fantasy weddings. Evelyn doesn't listen to this.
No, but Evelyn will like, if there's like an expansion pack, they've called off work to like play all day, or like that's like the priority. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like,
which is fine
because everyone's got their thing, and like because to them this is like a different form of reality, and I feel like that's different, very, very different, very interesting.
What's the metaverse's claim to fame right now? Or it's like, aren't they saying like you can get a job in the metaverse?
It's because
it's like another way of communicating.
Another way.
It's like that they're like advertising as like the next big thing,
like a Second Life.
Yeah,
it's like
it's basically Second Life but for business.
Reality.
So I don't think it's gonna ever get as big as something else, because people. I don't think it's ever gonna get as big because they're specifically taking the fun out of the internet, because they're like, apparently you can only be like a floating head model, because in Second Life, me and my friends were making jokes about how like in like, oh, your boss says you have to have a meeting in the metaverse, and you show up with like your fursona with like that's like 3 polygons for the rest of their body, but their feet is like extremely detailed and like would like have like moving animations, and you like
Ew.
so it's like and like whenever they sit, like their legs are like they sit with their feet on the table, and like their toes just like wiggle around.
Ew.
While everyone else is just having a meeting conversation. Like that would just be so stupid. So they made it so you can only use like weird like already made avatars. And like that just takes the fun out of it. So no one's gonna use it besides when they're required to. And like people are just, if they're gonna want a second reality, they'll just do Second Life, or they'll do like VR chat, or they'll do Gary's mod. Like
if they expand on it and like make it like not, I guess like more like open source, and you just like do more on it. I feel like it's one of those things that'll start off as like a more specific niche, but then like if they keep advancing it, then more people will pick it up. Because like I'm thinking of like TikTok, right? Yeah. Like that app was made for like people to sing on,
yeah,
and like be cringy and stuff. which is fine. It's not
Yeah.
cringe.
Yeah.
But now it's just another social media app where people upload
TikTok
videos.
is really interesting because like you can see all kinds of things on there, but the most interesting thing to me about TikTok is like you get a glimpse of like someone else's like life on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like we see like me Hayden and Yoshi, we get like TikToks of like old people like doing weird stuff on camera.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like still like interesting just to see all these different people like and like how they act, and I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't want like people will see that and be like, oh, that's so cringe. I want to hate on it. And usually people don't, but like I like the idea of just like, you know,
It's so
being
intriguing
nice.
to me. Like,
yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
why
Whenever I
don't bully them.
yeah. Whenever I see cringe, I'm just more interested than in looking to make fun of them. It's more like I want to like interact. Like I want to learn about them. I want to learn about their life.
Yeah, I want to like I just want to like
Yeah.
look. I just want to see more. You know.
Yeah.
Just I don't want to say anything mean. I don't want to judge. I just want to
Yeah. Yeah.
just curious.
Yeah.
I guess that's why TikTok's so addicting, is
Yeah.
because you're never going to see the same thing
And
twice. You're
what's-
always going to see something new.
What's crazy about TikTok, which is really interesting, because TikTok basically turned from like was Musically different than TikTok, or was Musically TikTok before
Pretty
they changed the name?
similar.
But-
Yeah, they were similar. Like TikTok was purely made for like
But TikTok
singing stuff.
TikTok basically was Musically and then became Vine, which is
Yeah.
so weird how Vine failed. Like because it was like so big. I feel like it just there was no way to make money because they didn't. I don't know if Vine had ads, but it's just so weird to me that Vine died, because I hated Vine when it first came out, just like how I like hated TikTok just because like it's like a new thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's popular, and I have this bad habit of just hating things because they're popular, and I recognize it's a bad habit.
I have that too. Very much.
Yeah, but I eventually got on TikTok, and because I appreciated it as a platform, but it's just like it's so intimate, because it's really bad how fast you can get through stuff, but it also makes it more intimate, because like the thing I was talking about earlier with that guy just literally just like showing off like how cool his girlfriend was. Like you get stuff like that. You get like old people just doing stuff. You get a bunch of people making jokes.
Yeah.
You get smaller creators. Like I have a TikTok and I haven't posted anything yet, but I would really love to just start like just posting things, just because I think
I
it'd be
wanted to
funny.
post some- thought
Kroop
about
Scoop clips on TikTok.
Oh,
Might-
I was
might
thinking
be
about
good.
putting. I mean, we could put Kroop Scoop clips on TikTok, but I was thinking about putting Viddy's clips on my TikTok, and then also
Yeah,
just
you can
doing
do that
other
too.
stuff.
Faco does that.
Yeah, Faco does that.
Yeah, I get Faco TikToks.
You
I
do?
follow him.
I need to follow Faco.
Yeah,
I
just follow him.
I get Ethan's mom TikToks.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get like what was it, like video of your baby sister? It was like an AMV of your baby, of like your baby cousin or whatever, your like granddaughter. Or something.
Yeah, I think just like people who are over the age of like 40 are just like really pretty interesting to watch on TikTok.
I just love it because TikTok, like on YouTube, it's really different because everyone's so not really artificial, but everything is a lot more scripted and a lot more refined. Where TikTok
Yeah.
is just because short-term content
TikTok's
doesn't.
more raw.
Yeah, short, unproduced content isn't as interesting if it's longer. Like, I mean, I guess podcasts are kind of an exception, but even then, I feel like most people. But
Groups.
yeah, Kroop. But most people don't use YouTube for podcasts, I'd imagine. I sometimes do, but it's like, again, like you have to have, if you're on your phone, you have to have the screen open the whole time. But like stuff like video essays and like movie reviews and skits and shows and like experiments and documentaries, like that's all the stuff that I feel like gets really big on YouTube. That's like long form content. And it doesn't, and it's really refined and it's really highly edited. Where TikTok is literally it's really what YouTube was like at the beginning, where the whole idea is just like anyone can go and just make whatever they want and get seen. And because there's so many more people using the internet, in order for that to work, they need it to be shorter so people can get through more. which I just really like the idea of TikTok now. Which it sucks because like people are like, oh, it's like they're stealing our information. You know, this is something that happens nowadays. I guess I don't know what company doesn't have my information at this point. But
Oh well.
oh well.
Yep. It's the new age.
The new age,
Singularity.
baby. Singularity.
Singularity,
Evangelion, the third
Literally,
impact.
this is Singularity. Like, I just keep thinking about it. Like, people are getting more and more like attached to the internet now.
I
Like,
am.
Yeah. So am
I've
I.
always been since I was like 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I literally like today I went a whole.
But there's like a chunk of me where I like did stuff before the internet. Like, there's people growing up purely just with the internet, like
Yeah.
from when they were kids. Like,
That-
kids
that-
can
Run
like
around
just
on
go on a
rocks.
tablet now and watch YouTube.
Yeah, I used to
Shit
run
like
around
that.
the playground. I wonder if like elementary schools like allow kids to bring their like iPads and stuff. Like I know they probably let them have their
not?
phones, but it's like during on the playground, like say if like kids have like playground time, do kids just play on their like iPads or like
I
their
wasn't allowed
phones?
to bring my Bionicles in first grade.
I wasn't allowed to. My teacher told me I shouldn't bring my Game Boy Advance because it might get stolen. And honestly, she was probably right, but it never got stolen, and so that was cool. And I would have been really upset if it would have because I love that Game Boy Advance. But yeah, like honestly, I feel like a lot of kids would get like their one thing. This is something that I've been thinking of really recently. This is not really off topic, but it's like kind of off topic. Is how little the divide is between children and like people our age now, because all of the information we're seeing is the same. Like,
Yeah.
because like whenever I was growing up, my older siblings, like they lived in a completely different age because they were the only ones who like had desktop computers, and they would like learn about games, and they would like learn about like Diablo, and like I remember my older sister like having LAN parties where people would bring their big ass freaking desktop computers and they all sit it in the in the dining room to like play like I don't even know what they played, like World of Warcraft or Civ or something. But now, because of how like specifically content on the internet works, where once something blows up, everyone gets a part of it, like Fortnite. Everyone is into Fortnite. Like because the kids like it and it blows up, the adults who are specifically trying to target stuff towards kids, or just adults who are making fun of what the kids like, make stuff about Fortnite. So then there's kids who ironically like Fortnite, and then there's adults who unironically like Fortnite. So it's like everyone just likes Fortnite. And the same with like, so like it's just crazy how everything that we're it's just so Among Us. Like it's so weird how kids media is being intertwined with like adult media, and like kids and adults are all watching like the same YouTubers. Like everyone knows like Moist Critical, like like maybe not Pyrocynical, but like kids are like watching the same stuff as us. Like kids are probably going to be watching like documentaries like from an earlier ages, like because it'll be like on stuff that they care about. Like kids are getting more into learning, like with stuff like MatPat, where they like turn video games into like extremely educational stuff, so it like helps them like learn about certain topics more. Like it was just insane to me. Like I feel like how smarter kids are gonna be, but how less wise they're gonna be, if that makes sense. Like I feel like they won't, like kids are gonna have the same technological and informational level as adults, like because all the information will be out there for everyone, but the kids won't have the same life experience that the adults have, which is really interesting to think about for me. Just like how a lot of like how the line is sort of blending there, where once the kids are like interested in learning, they can just learn whatever they want because all the information's out there.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that, but that was just something I noticed recently, because I was like, man, there's like kids learning about like there's like a 10-year-old kid who knows how to code a freaking video game. I think
what you were going with is probably that the way kids are growing up now is way different than how kids were growing up like 15 years ago. Like, they're given like many different ways or many different things.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying.
But it's just interesting because I see a lot of, like, whenever I like on Discord and on like YouTube, like in the YouTube comments, like you see a big like mix, but they all talk very similar. You can usually tell which ones are younger because the grammar's worse, or they get really mad easier. But like a lot of the times, like they just have the same interests. I think it's really interesting. And it was a continuation.
This is completely unrelated.
Mm-hmm.
You know those like remix songs of like I've seen like content creators where it's just like them like saying something like out of context, but then like people like remix into a song and like auto tune it.
Yeah.
I hate those. I fucking hate those. Where it's just like they're like really cringy and then yeah.
I've never seen those.
What?
It
You
reminds
definitely know what I'm talking about. Something like
What?
there's like this like I think like Dame Drops had like a fresh fried and crispy like promotional video and it was like a remix to his like show and it was just like clips of him like just talking but like auto-tuned to like the melodies and stuff.
Oh, the vocoded thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like
Those are just goofy.
Yeah.
I don't like those.
I don't dislike them. Like I'm very indifferent towards them.
I don't know why I just thought about that. I didn't like
it's
see
like
it anywhere. I was
Dude,
just thinking about
that's
it.
another point of Singularity. If we don't stop auto-tuning our voices, we're gonna just sound like that naturally.
Yeah,
so we gotta stop doing that.
Pop
Yeah, we're
jam,
gonna be hyperpop in real life.
It's like sometimes our voice goes high pitch and like
My voice
Really
does that
auto-tune,
already.
Like Finn from Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. They predicted it. We're gonna eat tiny computers and then we're gonna go baby. I bet the meow. Nano meow meow like that.
yeah.
I almost finished the bang. It's 11:40 at night and I almost finished the whole dang bang. I'm not gonna get to sleep.
That's
Why'd
pretty
I
bad.
do that? It's funny.
Oh well. Well, that was a lengthy Kroop Spooks.
It was like an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah. I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, oh man, that would be really good to talk about because there's just so many angles you could approach it.
Yeah.
I wonder if Jeffrey's ever gonna watch this episode.
He should.
He should. I feel like Jeffrey would be a little upset that he didn't get to come because this was a really good episode. But I also really enjoyed it because
I'll try to find another theory like this for him to be
Yeah.
a part of.
yeah.
And Jeffrey, do your not IQ test, your personality test. You can do an IQ test too.
Yeah. Watch Jeffrey's get the same. I don't know. I don't know. I feel
Maybe.
like I definitely enjoyed this. As much as I love Jeffrey, I'm kind of glad that like we had one with just us three because of like the history
like
that
three
we share
people.
together. Because Jeffrey's a newer addition to the group. But
Relatively.
Yeah, new.
Yeah, relatively. But me and Hayne and Ethan have known each other since like
Middle
what was
school.
it? Like
I met
7th
him
or
in
8th
like
grade.
2012.
Yeah,
It's
like
That was, like-
2022 now.
That was 6th grade. I remember that. I remember walking through the hallway.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and I was in 7th grade.
yeah. But yeah,
Why are you
there
a grade above me?
me?
I'm like really close to the cutoff point. If I
We're
had
the
been
exact
born-
same
like,
age.
Yeah, if I had been born a couple days later, I would have been in the same grade as you. Like I'm right there.
Oh, yeah. You were literally born 3 days earlier than me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
so now, guys, if you find out one of their birthdays, you got both of them. I was born November 10th. Ethan Pog. No one will ever be able to guess mine, even though I said it was in November and that I'm.
It's my mom's birthday.
Yeah, I have the same birthday as Haynes' mom's birthday. So if you find that one out, you'll be able to find me out.
Yeah. You hear that, scoopers?
Yeah, you hear that, scoopers?
That's the real scoop.
Yeah, should we end the podcast because it has been really long?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is almost as long as the Danarade one.
Yeah.
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 That's a scoop.
Well, that's the scoop, everybody.
Okay.
Jeffrey may or may not be back next week. We'll see.
Listen to the album that I recommended
Listen to
because
the
it's
album.
good. If you
Yeah,
like
well-
synth pop. If
Yeah,
you
listen.
don't, then fuck you, I guess.
Listen to the Oompa Loompas.
Yeah. Listen to the sneaker dance. It's
probably good.
Sneaker dance.
I do like KKP. Anyways, that's the scoop.
That's the scoop.
Bye bye.
See you later,
See
everybody.
ya.